So for Mother's Day, I want to make my mom something special, something a little unique. So what today we're going to do is make a gardening box, but we're going to give it a little rustic touch. So I'm starting here with some pallet wood that I recovered. I like to reuse things. We've got roughly, what is that, 16 and a quarter there, 16 and an eighth, and almost 16 there. I'm going to take these pieces. These I've already sanded. These I'm going to work down. We're going to use these to start the frame of the box. Alright, so now we got our finished pieces, at least to the point where I want to have them finished. They're sanded, smoothed out some of the grain. Got 2x4s and 1x4s. So here's our base. What I'm going to do, these are going to be our edges. Then these are going to be, almost think of them like a floorboard. That's going to be the base, the bottom to hold your things in. So now we've got one side. I've squared it up roughly as I can. I mean, keep in mind we want this to be a rustic look, so we don't actually want it to be perfect. We want it to look handmade, because it is. Alright, so now we've got our two halves lined up just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to brace the bottom. Now we have about 7.5 inches. I have a piece here. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to use this for the base. So I've got one piece cut already. I'm going to cut another one here. 7.5 inches. So now I got this end piece all squared up. I'm going to drill the holes and get that end on. Don't forget to countersink your holes. So now we've got our base all set up. We've got our sides. We've got our bottom all screwed in. Next, I found this paintable board at Lowe's, only $8 a piece. I'm going to take this and cut this to make the ends. Alright, so now we got our pieces cut. You can see now we've got our edges starting to take shape. Okay, so now I have my two pieces here clamped, and I made some measurements. Two pieces. Now, this whole design, really, you can size it however you want. These are just the dimensions that I'm using. So we've got 12 inches on the length of the board, 7.5 inches across. Right here, this section is the part that's going to mount to the side of the toolbox, hand box, whatever you want to call it. We've got 7 inches there, and 5 inches there. I also measured the center here, that's 3 3/4. Can't really see because this is clamps in the way. And then I measured out 2 inches on either side and made lines down either side so that I can taper it a little bit. Alright, so now I trim my edges off on either side. Now we get to have some real fun with the hole saw. So I measured this to center right here where this mark is. Now I have an 1.25" hole saw right here, so I am going to measure down, let's see, I think 2 inches will probably look good. So let's mark it at 2 inches. Then we're going to run our straight edge down. And X marks the spot. The drill started to die. This is going to take a little while. Alright, so now we have our 2 end pieces. Holes cut. It only took me a few hours because I had to charge my drill over and over, but we're good. Alright, so now we got our sides screwed on. Oh, I also procured a few pieces of elm, per Kate's expert testimony, and this is where we're going to get a little fancy. I'm going to drill holes in either side of the stick. I did this one already. So I busted out the old trusty Swiss Army knife, and I'm going to shave some of the bark off the end of this. So there it is with the end shaped off, and we got our holes drilled in it. And now it's time for some stain. Pretty much done here. We've got it stained, all the panels on. What I did was I took a 1/4" dowel ran it through the edges of these. The handle here. Then I took the other pieces that I had, screwed them in on either side, drilled pilot holes beforehand, of course, and then sawed off the edges with my jigsaw. I just have a few more finishing touches I have to put on it. Alright, so now we just got to apply some poly to this, and then we have one more finishing touch to put on it. Alright, so now we got the box all polyed. I did that last night. I didn't treat the actual limbs yet. They still have a little bit of drying because I actually got them fresh out of the woods. But the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little leather pocket on the side to keep your tools in. Alright, so what are you going to do? Jackson's here to help me today, so...
I'm gonna hammer the leather pocket on.
You can tap those in.
Put it. You got enough.
Keep going.
Tell me when to stop.
Looks good.
I think I accidentally hit it like that.
It's okay. Just keep tapping them.
Okay, this one I'm gonna do it. This one's diagonally going up.
Part's going down.
Now, how does it work?
Like that.
Oh, we put some in there.
It's a pocket, like in your pants, silly.
Oh, yeah, look this.
Look, see?
Put in
Look.
So we can clean it. That's for the brush so we can clean it.